Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Schwigget Show. Now, on today's episode, it's nothing game-changing, nothing revolutionary. Um, it is just a tutorial to build more unique walls for your bases. I think this would be great for castles as well. We'll be doing it with fence foundations and dino gates. I'll show you the Behemoth gates towards the end. And also, I'll be showing you how to stack it up the pillars to get a more natural walkway at the top of the dino gate. There'll be a couple other things I'll point out along the way as just aesthetically pleasing, you know. But nonetheless, let's get rid of this guy here and we'll go ahead and begin. So I got my platform, whatever, and just throw down a fence foundation. Quick note, I did this before the S Plus download, so there are a couple slight variances, but not very big ones. With the regular Dino Gate, you have two snap points, and from here, I'll go ahead and throw down another one. It's actually going to snap to that fence foundation as well. But once you do have your Dino Gate set up and snapped, and you don't have to snap it to a fence foundation, but I like to just to line things up. You just slide over a little bit like I'm doing there, and they'll actually snap to each other off center just a little bit. There's a quick disclaimer that any dino gates that you snap to one another without a fence foundation, they will be destroyed when you destroy the original fence foundation, or the original dino gate, like such. So nonetheless, I want a full gateway going into this, so I'm going to start with a fresh fence foundation, snap my dino gate, and then, yeah, just slowly move over and it'll snap to that dino gate and it'll just keep snapping onto the previous dino gate. And you can extend this on as far as you want. If you want to change up the pattern a little bit, just throw down another fence foundation to offset it. And yeah, but from here I'm just going to go ahead, skip forward. I'll finish this up. And yeah, we'll be right back. And here we are, kept with the simple, easy pattern. So let's go ahead and do the walkways at the top. So you want a nub, and you stack a ceiling tile on top of the nub. Then you throw another pillar down, so you have a little nub sticking out with another ceiling tile. From here, just stack 3 more pillars up. You want to make sure that you do have the highest snap point for this first one. And once you do that, yeah, just 1, 2, 3. Put down your ceiling tiles, and they'll line up with the dino gates, and they'll give you a nice natural wall that you will not fall off the edge. Now the second method is a couple more pieces, but basically the same principles, except I'm going to extend it over the length of 4 ceiling tiles. So I need a nub down there, so we're just going to slap down another pillar. And then just start stacking it up. You do want to make sure on this first one that you have the highest snap point as well. And so once I get this down, all right, we'll do a ceiling tile, extend it out, pillar, ceiling tile, extend it out, pillar, same thing. And the only thing you want to do different on this is on the very last ceiling tile, make sure that you put the pillar so there's just a nub sticking out the top. And then go ahead and put down your final ceiling tiles. The only difference between the two is actually this way makes it a little bit higher than the other. I'll show you that right here. You can see it's a little bit above the edge. This one's lined up almost perfectly with the edge. But both ways will keep you from falling off the top of the dino gate. If you do try to go any higher though than this, you'll just walk right off of the edge of the dino gate. So yeah, I definitely tested it out, seeing how high I could get it, and yeah, this is the max I could get it to work. At this point though, if you do want to get rid of all those pillars and ceiling tiles, just extend down your main pillar, and then from there you can destroy all the other ones. So I went ahead, I finished it up, put some walls up, and you can make those windows just putting a wall off of the ceiling tile and then putting one off of the ground level, which is nice. Nice big open windows. So yeah, everything's looking really well. The only problem now is how do we get up to that top level? Yeah. So you could do ladders, you could do the spiral staircase, the curly cues, but I prefer slopes and or stairs. Yeah, didn't have stairs when I shot this, wish I did, but nonetheless we'll do slopes. So this is all pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'll throw in some music or something and just fast forward it and let you watch it for yourself. There's two different methods though, so do stay tuned. So that's the first method, definitely the easiest. Couple drawbacks, you know, you gotta close up a few of the windows, and you cannot walk inside past the ramp. Also, the ramps are gonna stick out the edges like that. So if that's a problem, just stay tuned, and I'm gonna show you the other way, the preferred method. It's a little bit more time consuming, but nonetheless, yeah, I'll just let you see. Alright, and there you go. I definitely prefer this method because you have the walkways on top like that you could get around, and then also when you're on the inside you can still get by. You don't have anything sticking out the side of your walls, and you don't have to close up any of your windows. So I definitely like this way better. Um, Throw a couple railings up there to mark them so when you're going along you know where the entrances are. But yeah, that's basically it for this one. I'm going to jump to a different type of stacking, vertical stacking of the Dino gates. We'll take one last look at this one, just a aerial view. But yeah, it's definitely unique, and you can do some unique patterns as well if you just mess around with it for a while. So this is a vertical stacking. I like that because you got the three open windows in the middle. The Dino gate doors, you can open them up to make new windows as well. Just however you please. There's a disclaimer at this one. Depending on the height of where you set your levels, I'll show you. I'm going to build this up to 4 different levels within this one section. But depending on where you put them, sometimes they won't work. The Dino gates, when they overlap each other, will destroy the previous one. So you're just going to have to mess around with it a little bit and find out what works. This pattern works, obviously, without destroying anything. I did have to offset the one 2 top levels by 1 space. But hopefully this helps you guys with your builds, give you some ideas, especially for the castle builds. You know, I see a lot of cool castles, but hopefully this will add a little bit of variety as well. Now the Behemoth gates, doing it horizontally, you have 3 snap points. With S plus, it actually has 4 now, but nonetheless, doing it vertically like that, you have 4 snap points. There's 1 on the back edge of the fence foundation, on one side, and this is the other side on the back edge. There's a front edge on one side, and then there's a front edge on the other side. Just point that out because sometimes a build you might need to offset it just a little bit. Haven't tested the vertical fence foundation with the regular Dino gates, so yeah, check that out too. But this might help, if you need that extra foot going one way or the other. But nonetheless, I will throw these down, and I'm going to point out when you do it this way with only 3 tiles wide, your fence foundation or your Dino gates, Behemoth gates will overlap them. So you'll need 5 wide if you want to totally cover it up. But from here, we'll just go ahead, we'll jump forward. I'll point that out actually later. The stacking's a little bit different on the Behemoth gates as far as the horizontal stacking. But right now, I'm going to just show you with doing the natural walkway. So same as the first method on the other build, that you just want to stack the ceiling tiles. But this time you want to stack the ceiling tiles 4 high and then stack the pillars off of there. So doing it this way, once you get them 4 high, I think it is 10 pillars, maybe 11 vertically. Yeah, I think it's 11 pillars straight up from here. And then you just build out your ceiling tiles, make your little walkway. Alright, so one thing I'm going to point out here, this is basically the highest you can build the natural walkway. That those sides will keep you in, that short side will keep you in, but the corners won't. Not much you could do about it. You can build stuff up there in the corners to keep you in, or just be mindful of the corners. So nonetheless, the second way is similar to the second way with the original Dino gates. Get the highest snap point, then extend it up 1 and over 1, and just continue. You're going to do that a total of 11 times to get it to the height you want it. It's a little bit higher than the other way, but not by much. I'll show you that here in a second. I do prefer this method just because you have everything in place. All you gotta do is put up the stairs or the sloped roofs. So yeah, you can see the slight height difference, but they'll both work the same. Haven't got anything higher than the second way actually that will keep you from walking over the edge. But if anybody does find a way, let me know. So yeah, there you guys have it. And oh yes, that is one thing I wanted to point out. When building horizontally with the Behemoth gates, it's very uniform. There's not a lot of extra snap points. So to mix it up a little bit, just throw down an extra fence foundation here and there, and yeah, come up with some unique patterns. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode of the Schwigget Show. I hope you all learned something, and I hope this all helps you out. Just opening the doors of our imaginations. Alright, well thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.